lands like you all know Rita. Mr. Shida is the big one. Oluwamayowa has launched and scaled ventures, supported multi-million dollar fundraising strategies, and helped clients generate over
You have to
$500,000
take a picture.
in actual client revenue
Yeah.
through growth marketing efforts. He founded Equilibrium Zone, a venture studio that supports and collaborates with audacious innovators like ourselves, providing comprehensive operational, strategic, and funding support to help turn the ideas into thriving ventures. He's an expert trainer and an international speaker. Hmm. He has in the past facilitated training sessions for brands like Google Digital Skills Program, Facebook, She Leads Africa, Social Media Week Lagos, Innovation Hub, United Nations SME Intervention Program, Easy Good School, and many more. One of his signature courses was rated top 1% amongst 94,000 plus courses evaluated by Costmark UK. He has a deep passion for creating and supporting entrepreneurial and startup ecosystem. His thought leadership content across leadership, business strategy, and policy has so far garnered millions of impressions across different traditional and online media platforms. Kindly join me as we welcome Can we please welcome this man is doing this for us for free. He does not do it for free, but we are highly favored and special that he's doing it for free.
Thanks so much.
Please, before he starts, can we all switch off our phones? Switch it off. Remove the alarms. No distraction, please. Paper and pencil, I know it's all out. But let us take notes. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. And for the profile, sometimes you write the profile, so you have to. But I mean, from what we have learned, sometimes you really have to make sure that people know what you really can deliver, because perceptions lays a lot of foundation to what you have to offer, or to whether people listen to you anyways. So I'm so privileged to be here. I Do we have a clicker? Okay, great. Oh, nice. All right. So we're talking about social media. The flyer says social media basics, but I put social media or not, right? We probably might not be talking about social media, but then we would talk about that. So, like the profile said, a bit of history. I've worked in this space for almost 10 years now. I was an early starter, and I think if I'm going to do an introduction of myself, the only introduction was that this video was shot in 2017. That's when I first met Dr. Habib, and he mentioned that he really wanted to do social media for the hospital and also for the hotel. And we end up doing something great. This video was shot by Google. If you go on Google Africa page, you find this video. So Google sent a whole team from their UK office to come document what was happening, in Ibadan at the time. So I think from then we've been, doing a lot of things and just working out beautiful digital solutions for different brands. Yeah, so good to be here. I had to come into Ibadan early so that I could make this session, and then I think going back tomorrow. So we're talking through social media. Again, I have 1 hour, so I will try to get through my slide in 40 minutes so I can leave 20 minutes for questions because I know there will likely be a lot of questions. So, we're not learning how to post on social media. If that's what you thought you were going to learn, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, we won't be learning that, right? We won't be learning how to post on social media because if you want to learn how to post on social media, I can just tell you step one, step two, step three, and then class is done, right? We're also not learning how to create content or how to edit videos. If that's what you want to learn, I can give you clear tips and you go ahead to do it, right? Then you'll be wondering, what exactly are we going to talk about, right? What is really important to talk about? Lastly, we're not learning how to run paid ads. Maybe you're thinking, okay, maybe we're learning how to run online ads. No, we're not learning how to run online ads. In fact, if you really want to learn how to create social media content, by the way, I would make this slide available. So everyone, you don't have to necessarily jot. I really need your attention. So I'll make this slide available. So if you want to learn how to create social media content, if that's what you're really looking for, I have 3 steps that we can follow, and in no time you create social media content. In fact, if we had time, or if we still have time, we can come back to this. I can do a demo. Let's say you're running a business, right, and you want to create a social media content for your business. Maybe you're getting started, or maybe someone is doing it before, and you just want to be able to work with the person and create stuff. A simple guide. Who knows? We now have a lot of artificial intelligence tools these days, right? Has anyone used any AI tool in recent times? Yeah. So simple tool. Just go to ChatGPT or Gemini or any AI tool that you prefer. Then type in my business offers so. So it could be that my business offers home decluttering services, or my business offers this, or in our business we sell this, that. So if you put that prompt, my business offers or my business sells so to, then the gap there you can then put the people you sell to, maybe to young people or to older people or to people, maybe you are in the finance space and you sell maybe savings, you help older people save, or people that are in the market, you help them save. You can just put it right there. You offer it to this, and then next, what most past customers like about our business is dash dash dash. So you can put those things that older customers have said they like about your business. Maybe they say they like how you explain things, or they say they like how you simplify things, or maybe they say they like your pricing or things. Then you can tell the AI to create a 30 days content calendar for us that include content to engage, educate, and sell to our potential customers. If you use this exact prompt, in fact, let's try it out. Let's take a quick exercise. Let's bring out our phone, and then if you probably use any phone, Google Assistant is already installed, or Gemini. Just see if you have a Gemini app, or you just go to ChatGPT. Yeah, let's take that as the first exercise. You can go to ChatGPT or Gemini. If I know we have a lot of daddies that are just getting used to technology, so what you need to do is open your browser and then type Google Gemini. Google Gemini. If you're there, please let me see your hand. Okay. So go to Google search, then open the search tool, then type Google Gemini. It will bring the first thing for you saying Google Gemini. So you click on that. Has anyone clicked on it? Okay, yeah. Airtel network seems to be sketchy. If the person beside you has a better network, you can just pair up and work together. Are we on the Google Gemini app? It should open a place where you can type something. Okay. So, are we ready? Can we go to the next step? Or do you need me to wait some seconds? Up? Okay. Great. Google Gemini. I mean, some people want to learn how to create social media content. So Maybe after this slide, they can just go home. But then there are other things we'll talk about. So let's just get this out of the way. All right. So if you have the app opened, you can go ahead to type my business offers or my business sells. If it's a service, my business offers so services. If it's a product, my business sells so product. If you have typed that, can I see your hand so I can go? Okay, my business offers so service. Okay, to then now type to and then type the type of people you offer it to. Right. So if it was Academy Suit, our business at Academy Suit offers room and lodging to people that are traveling into Ibadan city for different occasions. Right. So put the people you offer the service to. Have we done that? Can I move to the next stage? All right. So after you have put that, then you type what most customers like about our business is. Then you fill in the gap. What most customers like about our business is. Then you list it. Do they like how, you know, did they like your product because it's affordable, or do they like your product because you offer something special? Are we done? Okay, if anyone is done, just raise up your hand. If I have enough people, I can then get. Are we good? Okay. Is everyone else good? Okay, so after that, you then type create a 30 days content calendar for us. Create a 30 days content calendar for us that include content to engage, educate, and sell to our potential customers. When you're done typing that, just press enter. Yeah, I also have it on the screen. If you have pressed enter, if it gives you the results, just please raise up your hand so I can bring you up. Yeah, please come. So what did you see? Let's see.
All right. So 30 days content. Okay. Right. 30 days content calendar for skip past or something. So okay. 30 days content calendar for skip past consulting. So that's our brand name.
Okay.
So first week, awareness and positioning.
Okay.
Engage plus build authority.
Okay.
So day one, intro post. Who are we? Who we serve? And our mission.
Okay.
Day two, share content testimony or review highlighting your excellent delivery. Day three, storytelling. My journey to consulting and why I start scale past consulting. Day four, carousel post. 5 mistake business leader make that cause them growth. Day five, behind the scene of your consulting process.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's give it a round of applause. So, who else got something like this? Right? You see, you have enough content to start your social media game, right? You know, you can just close out and say, I've gotten everything I need from this session. So if that's what you really want, you have 30 days content calendar, right? So it even tells you what to do for 30 days. That's if you want to post every day. If you want to post 3 times, you know, every once in every 3 days, you know, that's a 90 days plan, right? Right. Then step 2 is pick any of those content. Let's do. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we might still need our phone for this step 2. Then we can switch off after step 2. So step 2, pick any content. So there's day 1 to day 30. Pick any content that you like, right? Maybe it could be content of day 13. Then go ahead to write, please flesh this content out in 3 formats. So you pick that content, maybe just reply the chat, the AI tool, and say, content for day 13. You can, maybe if it's day 13 you're choosing, content for day 13, please flesh this content out in 3 formats. Did we get that? Okay, so it has given you content for 30 days, right? So pick any day. Maybe you say day 12. Then you reply, there's still a place to chat, right? So go ahead to put in that chat and say content for day 12. Maybe you choose day 12. Then first you write content for day 12. Then you now write, please flesh out this content in three formats: a single flyer, a carousel, and a video script. If anyone has done that, let me see your hand so we can. All of these things you're learning, if you're going to book a time to pay for a session, probably be paying like 200K, right? More than, yeah. So thanks to 110, we're all getting this. Okay, so has anyone gotten the result of step two? Huh? I need a different person that can come talk about what they got in step two. Okay, thank you so much, man. Let's give her a round of applause. Sorry, man.
The 12 content.
Okay.
A product you need in your home.
Okay.
Goal, highlight a new arrival or an underappreciated item, focusing on its function and aesthetic appeal to drive interest.
Okay.
Let's pick a hypothetical product, a harmony geometry ceramic removers.
Yeah.
Format one, Instagram carousel post.
Yeah.
This format allows for multiple visuals and detailed descriptions, perfect for showcasing different angles and use cases. Visuals, slide one, hero image, a beautifully styled, high quality photograph of the harmony geometric ceramic vase as the centerpiece of a minimalistic living room.
Okay.
Filled with a single elegant green stem or dried.
Okay. I think we'll stop there. Thank you so much, Ma. Let's give her a round of applause. What I wanted us to see is, you see how the AI tool has described what exactly you should create, right? It tells you put an hero image here, put this verse here, do this here, write this content there. So the work has been done, right? So what, maybe 5 years ago, if you want to create social media, okay, all right, man. That's helpful. Thanks so much, man. Okay, so if you want to, maybe 5 years ago, to get a social media, they will charge you so much to do all of this brain work. But now, I just taught you how to create unlimited amount of content. If you scroll to the video script, did they actually show what each of the section of the video should be? Right? So you can decide to say, I want to do a carousel. Carousel are those things that you slide. When you see on Instagram, page one, page two, you're just sliding. That's carousel. A single flyer is just one design. Everything is put together. If you go back to the single flyer, you see that it doesn't put as much detail. It just puts all of the detail that you need. And for video, it tells you maybe, scene one, scene two, scene three. Then step three, you can just use any of these two to then, again, I was really trying to decide, should we make this class about learning this or about learning what your business needs to actually generate revenue online? I thought we should talk about how to generate revenue online because, okay, so I made the right choice. Okay, of course you need this in the step, but most people focus on this, create content, but they're wondering, oh, nobody's buying. I keep doing this social media thing, it's not working for me, right? Has anyone ever felt that? Yeah, so we'll sort that problem today. But now you have learned how to create content, right? So you can use Canva to design, right? There are courses that explain all of this. I'm actually working on a course around this. Maybe I'll share when it's ready. So you can use Canva to design. You just copy and put it. You can use ChatGPT, that same ChatGPT or that Gemini, right? Let's take a follow-up exercise. Right inside that chat, respond to that chat and say, use the flyer brief to create a design. Just type what I just said. Use the flyer brief to create a design. Let's see if it actually generates a flyer for you. Use a flyer brief to create a design. Just type that. Let me know what it says. By the way, I created this slide without trying out this prompt and it really worked, right? That's another case. We call it generative AI. You can get the AI to do anything if you know how to create the right prompt. When you type that, what did it show? Is it generating the image? It's rolling. Okay, let's wait for it to roll. If anyone have an image generated, let's know. Huh? Okay. Sorry? You can see an image. Okay, let's see the image. So she actually has an image generated. Great. Did you see? Right? So that means you can even get it started if you can afford a graphic designer. Are we good? So meaning if you don't have money to get to pay social media manager, graphic designer, I've given you a secret to create unlimited, images, and you put and engage your page. Is that great? All right. That's just a tiny bit of what you learn. So we've gone through step 3. I think we can put our phones off now so we can concentrate. So I've gone through 3 steps to create content, right? If that's what you really want to learn, now you can create content. We just created image. If we had the time, and if this was a boot camp and everyone maybe came with their bigger devices, we can walk through how to create a video, right? A real video. You can create a video of. You can even put in the prompt to say, create a video of someone Gumpa market that is saying so, and you think the person is a real person that the video was shot in Ogumpa market, right? But maybe we can have a follow-up class for that. So next, the goal for today is to be clear on how to figure out great. Yeah, so be clear on how to figure out what your business needs to thrive in the digital economy. Meaning, how do you generate revenue? Everybody's saying that you can make money online, your business can grow online. How exactly does it happen? So we're going to just talk through part A today. I'm hoping sometime soon I can come back to now talk about part B, right? But we'll talk through how to thrive in digital economy. So next, things to note: social media means different things to different people. Do we get that? Right? That's the first thing that a lot of people don't, get clear. To someone that is an influencer, so people you call influencer are the people that have so much followers on social media, and then they're always creating content. To that person, social media is their business, right? So the more they dance on social media, the more they get, money, right? Some people, the more they teach on social media, the more they get money. But if you run an actual business, if you're doing more of dancing and more of all those things and not having a strategy behind it, nobody will buy your product. Do we get that? Because, that's not what social media means to you. For business owners, social media is just an extension to reach your audience. It's not necessarily where your business is. Do we get that? Right? So next, 1 million likes is not 1 million customers. Do we agree? Okay. Sometimes you see that, this post is viral. A lot of likes. That person might probably not get any customer from that. And then you see someone that you saw 2 likes, but that person has made 10 million naira off that post. Right? For some kind of business, the people that buy from you don't like your post. Have we seen that before? Right? They just silently see your post, then they come to your DM and then engage. No comments, no like. So if someone look at your post from the front, they'll think, this person is not doing social media right. But they're the one actually doing it right for their type of business. Do we get that? right? So then number three, what then matter is your strategy. Can we all say strategy? Great. So you need to have the right strategy that works for your business, and I think that's what I'm going to spend most of my time on. But before we go into strategy, let's answer this question: which business did you engage with in the last 3 months that you have never, met or knew before? A business that you bought something from that you didn't know them before. Maybe you found them online. Has anyone bought anything from someone online in recent times? And you didn't know them before, not like someone referred them, maybe you just saw their post. Okay, anyone? Right? If we have just 4 people that bought something online, then who are the people that will buy our products online? All right. So we all need to change our ways. All right, great. So how did you find them? All right. Ma, do you want to share? How did you find that person?
I think I was just scrolling through
Okay.
and I saw some.
Okay,
So
great.
when I was following them,
Okay.
how some posts just
Come. Okay. Great. Sorry about that. So she said she was just scrolling through and then she found them. Anyone else found them in a different way? So you have to come forward so we don't have the.
So I got a post on under 40 CEO. So I've never saw them on social media. I saw their ad based on the keyword I put on social media. And it cost the advertisement to me. So what I needed. So I have to log in and get it.
Great. Thank you so much, sir. So she just saw them scrolling. He was searching and then found the right place. Next, what were the concerns you had about them? Anyone want to share? For the people you have bought online.
So I was worried about their legitimacy
Okay.
at first because I was thinking, is this going to be a case of what I have done as well?
Yeah, we all know. Thank you so much. So anyone else had any other concerns? Okay.
When I actually first went to see people that Facebook, so I had to call someone.
Okay.
So I now follow them.
It's legit. Okay, great. Thank you so much, man. Let's give a round of applause to all the people that answered. All right. So I'm trying to create enough time for questions because I know that would help each of us move forward. Okay, what made you decide to eventually engage them? So she said that she had to call someone else, right? And then the person says they're legitimate. Okay, do you want to share?
I didn't have anybody to call because I didn't know them.
Okay.
But I went to their page and I saw testimonials
Okay.
that passed by.
Great.
And I was like, okay. And then I followed up with the profile of those testimonials. And I saw that they are actually legit and not just both.
Great.
So I
Great. Thank you so much. Anyone else want to share? What made you? Please go ahead, sir. Okay. He said he bought his car online. Okay. Yeah. Great. Great. Thank you so much, sir. That's remarkable. So he bought his car online, and then what made him, go ahead with them is they offered to drive it down, and he did all the check, and then he went on with the Lego. So, question: all of what you have been doing on the internet to grow your business, does it factor in any of all of the things he said? Right? Most people go ahead to create content, but the real thing driving results are these things. What are the concerns the people I'm talking to have? Right? What are the kind of customers? For some people to legitimately put out a car online and say people have to buy this car online, that takes some courage, right? Right? And for him to go ahead to buy a car that he just found online, That also takes some courage, right? So, question: maybe that car costs, maybe let's say 5 million naira. I'm just putting out. If they sell 20, how much have those people made online? 100 million naira, right? So, have we all been sleeping, or have we all been not utilizing online as much as we should? So, some people would think, oh, this product is too expensive. People won't buy it online. People buy stuff worth of $10,000 online comfortably, right? People buy different things. So these are the things that really matter to getting online right. And yes, it's crash course to creating the right strategy. Again, like I said, you have to have the right strategy, right? If what those people were doing was just posting content, posting content, posting content, and they didn't even post any content about the concerns any of the customers have, they won't make the sale. Do we get that? Right? So maybe they are just sharing pictures of cars and that's all they were sharing. It will be a case of I'm not sure, right? And if some people are just really, maybe you were into any type of business, you need to know what are the fears and the concerns of the people, and then you create content based on that. Again, all of the things we are learning, we can now take it back to what we learned about how to create content, and then you can direct the AI tool to say, create content that solves this, that solves that, that does this, that does that. Do we get that? Right? So, how to create a proper content strategy to actually get results or get revenue for your business online. So, first you have to decide a goal. What exactly do you want to achieve online right now? Right? So we can take out our sheet and write a goal. What do you want to achieve right now? Do you want to get 20 clients online? What's your current goal right now? Do you want to achieve 20 clients? Do you just want to grow your brand visibility online, right? So first it has to be, you start with your goal. Right. So I'll give you case studies of different companies and what their goals are. So there's a company in Lagos called Patek. Who knows Patek? Right? They're a mechanic shop, right? But their goal is not immediately to sell. If you hear the CEO of Patek talk about social media, he says, no, we're not on social media to sell first. We're on social media to gather a lot of eyeballs to us and own those people, right? So Patek signed any influencer that is coming up, they pay them. They put them on payroll. Immediately they see that you are a nice, engaging creator. Come, we have free money for you. Just be creating content for us. So a lot of these content creators just go to their auto shop, create content, and the amount of followers they have now it's in the hundreds of thousands across their social media. So they have decided their goal is to create and grow influence, such that through that influence, people can then look for them in the offline stores and drive there and say, oh, I saw this nice content that is doing this. Some of their content also is to help explain, some of the concepts. You would likely not find any of their posts saying, come and buy. Have you ever seen any posts? Yeah. If we can go through it, Patek, they mechanic shop. You won't see any post saying, come to our shop to come and, huh? They just educate, right? That's their goal. Do we get that? Right? But for a company like Konga, are they going to educate? They're directly going to tell you what you want to buy. And if you don't buy, they would follow you with the ad for so many days. Has anyone ever experienced that? Yeah. Temu also, right? Yeah. In your email, it just remains small before they put it in your dream. If there was a technology for that, they would employ it. Right. So first you have to decide on your goal. So if you're not clear on your goal, they always say that if you don't know where you're going, everywhere looks like it, right? Or you don't even know where you have gotten there. So you have to decide on a goal, decide what works for you. Again, sometimes these things are hard. That's why at the early stage you might just talk to a consultant one-on-one to help you just clarify what goal you should have, right? Maybe your kind of business, you shouldn't be focusing on sales yet. You should be focusing on brand awareness. While maybe for some kind of business, go ahead to, do sales right away. Because, let's say you're selling something that people urgently need around the space. Imagine when it was the time for the coronavirus we had, and then maybe you sell nose mask in bulk. You don't need to do any brand awareness. Just tell us that you have nose mask, and then we pay you, and right. So different type of businesses should decide on different types of goals. So next is you need to decide on your funnel. Can we all say funnel? So some of these things are technical terms. I'm working so hard to bring them down into what we can all understand. So funnel is basically saying, how can I map different steps people can follow such that after they go through that step, the last step in that whole process is that they are giving me their money. Do we get that? So for someone that sells, maybe if you're a lawyer, for example, you can say step one, I'm going to do a video about legal terms you should understand when buying a house. Then step two, I'm going to offer you a free ebook to tell you the terms that you should watch out for that lets you know that you're about to be scammed. Right? Step three, I'm going to offer you a small consultation for 5,000 naira that just helps you see whether this land is genuine. Then step four, when you're now ready to buy the land, I'll bill you 1 million naira for your legal. Do we get that? That's what a funnel is. A funnel takes that person from just a random stranger into someone that is now paying them 1 million naira. If someone else says, we offer legal services, our price is 1 million naira per month, most people will just scroll past. Do we get that? Because I don't know you. I mean, do I give you 1 million naira? In fact, so back to some of the examples we got, let's say for the person that says she saw testimonials, their funnel might probably be create a lot of content, create nice content. Then they understand at the back of their mind that people will be asking questions. So somewhere in there, they put the testimonials. Maybe stage three is that to make sure that we even tag the people that owns the testimonial so the people can reach out. Then step four is that they then pay us. Do we get that? So you need to design the funnel that works for your business, right? Different funnels, different business. Some, if you have money to afford a website, you can say step one, do ads just to advertise our business. Step two, now show the product we sell to people. Step four, people can now come to our website to order online. Step five, they pay online and then we deliver. Do we get that? So different funnel works from what I just said, I've talked about 5 different funnels already, right? So question is now, how do you know the right funnel to choose for your business? Right? 2 ways is either you experiment, just design what you think would work, go ahead to try it out. And if it works, congrats. If it doesn't work, you try another one. Right? We call it iteration. Can we say iteration? Iteration means you are trying something new. You got feedback from the first thing. You see that this part didn't work, this part worked, then you try that thing again. Of course, we have learned that you can't do the same thing the same way and expect a different result, right? So iteration says, try this one. If it doesn't work, see the part that didn't work, then readjust. Second way is you get an expert that helps you design the right funnel for your business because they have worked on so many funnels, so they could be able to say, we think this is what works for you. They'll probably ask you a few questions and say this is what works for you. I know a lot of people, I like the person that says he bought a course from Under 40 CEO. I know them. So this is also to encourage us to pay for resource, right? There are books, there are courses, anything you really want to get on, pay for that resource. In 1 hour or in 90 minutes with a consultant would save you almost 1 million naira of different iterations because they already see what works. So that's funnel. I need us well, we'll take an exercise after the third thing. So the third one is your bandwidth or your resources. Can we say resources? Good. So your resources determine a lot of things. Can someone guess how much Temu spends on advertising? Last year, they spent $4 billion on advertising. Not naira, dollars. So, is that figure correct? Can someone go and search how much did Temu spend on adverts in 2024? If you get an answer, let's know. How much did Temu spend on adverts in 2024? Any answer yet? Did we get any answer? $3 billion. Okay, great. So he said $3 billion last year alone. If you convert that to naira, you know, that's that's way more than the state's budget. Okay, so but that's how much resources they have, right? Do you have $3 billion to spend on ads? In the marketing world, they always say that marketing is creating room for an idea to spread, right? Marketing is creating room for an idea to spread. If someone says that they are crazy, if they have enough marketing budget to blast around to say so is crazy, everybody takes the person as crazy, right? If someone says I'm the best coach that ever happened, and you have enough budget to push it around, everybody will call you the best coach, right? That's really what marketing is. So that's why they say fear marketing people. They can sell a heist to Eskimo because they will tell you this is different from what you have, but technically it's the same thing. So your resources or your bandwidth then matters. Resources doesn't mean money. Resources sometimes could mean technical know-how, right? Maybe because you could probably have one of your children that has grown up to understand all of this social media thing. That's a resource, right? Most younger people are more social media things. So you can grab Titi, what mama social media anything. Because that's a resource you have, right? So they will do all this Instagramming, all this thing for you, and then that's a resource. For some, maybe you have someone like me as a friend, and then you say, I don't have money for consulting, just tell me what funnel to use. And I'll probably say, okay, cook a meal, and then we'll talk about it over a meal. Sorry, I didn't get that. Did someone say something? Okay, great. So, of course, I won't sell my birthright for. Yeah, so that's a resource. Again, money is another resource. Some businesses in this Ibadan spend as much as 50,000 naira per day on Facebook ads alone, right? I've been in some seminars in the city that there are some businesses spend up to 3 million naira per month on ads, right? So, question: how much have you spent on ads in the last 3 months? If it's not up to 100K at least, then you can't say that you're not getting customers online. Because someone bought a car online, someone bought this online, someone bought that online. So if you're not getting customers through those platforms, it's you that is not doing the right things. Do we get that? Right. So your funnel. So again, with all this, you put it in perspective. If your goal is to get 1 million customers between now and the end of the year, then you need a big budget, right? You need a bigger resource, right? Also, each of these things are dependent on each other. If you have a very big resource, the funnel you would go through would be different, right? Do you know, let's say Conga, for example, they could have run an ad and then maybe when you click on the ad, it takes you to their WhatsApp, and then they are now calling you on WhatsApp and say, "Oh, you're interested in a bag, right?" But you do that kind of funnel when you don't have so much money to spend. So that means you're not spending. We call it sweat equity, meaning your sweat is what you are using to do what money should have done, right? So, but for people that have big budgets, they can just automate everything. So even while they're sleeping, customers are coming through. All right. Sometimes you might have to go through that sweat equity and use that to get through. And then when you get to some stage, you have enough money to automate everything. So a quick exercise I want us to take. This is my last slide. So let's decide on a goal. Let's take a class exercise. I'll move around to probably just review and make corrections, or if anyone wants to present, we can just take that. So you decide on a goal. Your goal could be, make it very specific. Of course, we have learned how to set smart goals. Maybe between now and the end of the year. Again, we have the end of the year sales season coming up, right? Black Friday, end of the year. Maybe that's what you want to target your online thing for. Maybe by end of the year sales season, I need to sell a product worth 50 million naira, right? That's a goal. Then next, you decide a funnel, right? Remember, when you're designing a funnel, you have to put in mind the people you are expecting to be your customer, right? If you're targeting, I think I was in a class with some people that were selling to older people. If you're selling to older people, you probably shouldn't design a funnel that requires them to do a lot of techie things, right? You won't want them to order online or go through a checkout thing. You probably want to send them to a place where you can talk to them and then close that sale, right? Or you want to have a funnel where you can bring the thing to their doorstep, they see that, and then they pay, because older people are just getting comfortable with technology, right? But if you're targeting all the younger people like me, all the Gen Zs, if you have a nice video that has all the vibes, they'll pay online. In fact, before you wake up, you already see 10 customers, and then they're already messaging you, "Yo, when am I getting my product?" Right? They're comfortable. They don't know you from anywhere, but "Yo, what's up? Is my product on the way?" So you need to understand the customer you're creating funnel for. So let's decide a goal, and then let's design a funnel. From the little that we think we have understood, let's try to design a small funnel. Maybe I'll take them to this, then take them to that, then take them to this. And then you can then write the budget you want to put out to this. So I can move around to see whether it will work, right? I can quickly be able to say, "Oh, this will work, this won't work." Yeah, and just make corrections. So I think that's the end of this slide. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. We can have a seat. That's so much vision. Thank you so much. Right, so this is the link to the slide. In case you want the slide, you can just go to this link. You have access to the slide. You can copy the prompt out and use it as you need. And that's my personal website, and that's my WhatsApp number in case anyone has questions or any other information. So like I said, I work at Equilibrium Zone. I founded Equilibrium Zone. It has gone on to be a very major powerhouse. We're helping businesses, startups launch different products, build different things, and working some partnership out with the government. I think the US government is working on some creative projects that we're also trying to put some support for. So I've learned so much from Dr. Abib. I call him Daddy. So I think we're all in a great place where we learn how to just really build something fantastic. So I'm happy to take questions. After questions, I will share the link to my social media in case you want to follow and connect. But any questions? We have time for questions. I think we have maybe about 10, 20 minutes for questions. So any questions you think or anything you think has been a bit difficult, this is the time to ask. If you don't ask now, I charge 50K per 90 minutes. Yeah. So this is still free for the next 20 minutes. Okay, we have someone at the back.
My own question is that I've been trying to employ a digital for a while now.
Great.
All the people are given some to try out did. That's where we post we get talents from.
Okay.
So is it that I'm thinking, is it that we can't there's a specific place to actually get
Good talent.
good talents as most especially in this area of those who can deliver results.
Great. Thank you so much, sir. Let's give him a round of applause. That's a good question. So in the digital world, everybody says they're an expert, right? So it's hard for you to know who really can deliver results. But one basic thing is you need to ask them what results they have gotten, and then they should walk you through what they did to get the results. Most times, you know who is just a bluff or who is just putting things right. That's one way to go. Really good talent are very scarce and they are very expensive, right? They are very expensive. If you want to get me to personally work on your product, we need to be talking 10 million to 100 million in ads budget, right? That means you want to launch something really big. But of course, for our team at the Equilibrium Zone, different budgets things we work with. But good talents are very expensive. The other way to go is, this is for people that have the knowledge about this. You can get an intern that grows with you, right? If you find an intern, someone that you see that they are putting things, pay for the person's costs, pay for them to attend programs like this, pay for them to get on a consultation with an expert. They would learn. So it's a win-win. They are growing. You're not spending as much because you tell them you are putting some of their learning into their self-development, and then they would in turn grow your business. Okay. Please reach out to me, sir, or we'll connect after. I think our teams can help you find interns. But the third way is to, of course, just outsource to an agency, right? If you have a company that you can talk to that can attend to this, our team can take that on. But I don't usually advise the early stage companies that are just getting into this to outsource. If you don't have so much big budget, most of your budget will go into service charge, right, at the early stage. But if you are at the point where you're doing something big, then an agency, they will charge you. Good agencies will charge you. We will charge you if you talk to us, but you get the value for that money, right? I remember I directly worked on a project here for a agri-tech company. They were using this online thing to raise funding for their farm. And in 6 months after all our strategy, I think maybe like 5 years ago, the total revenue we got was $150,000. They are based in this Ibadan, right? And they have a big farm in Lanlate, right? And they just really scaled things from there. So sometimes we probably need to have the audacity to put into this, right? Some people would say my hard budget is 10,000 naira per month. Is it for a bar or is it for right? I didn't say that. Right? So, but when you're ready to do something major, you use money to make money, right? So you put the money to the grant. All right. Okay, please.
Thank you very much for that session. Then I have a couple of questions, but I don't want to waste our time. So I don't know how to do it.
Okay.
Okay, so is it two parts?
Great.
As an individual, as a person, I am into a lot of things. And so my question would be that how can I streamline the content I put out there
Okay.
for the things I do?
Hmm.
That's number one question. And number two, as a representative of a company, how do I maximize the little resources my company gives me to help our social media presence?
Great.
I'm not saying they gave me small resources, I'm just hypothetical.
Okay, great. Very good question. Let me answer the second one first. So, how do you maximize few resources that you have to get results? First, you have to, like we learned, agree on a goal, right? Then have a funnel. You have to design a funnel that is not resource heavy, right? You look at, so you do an audit of what the team has. If there's a lot of people on the team that can actually maybe follow up with clients, then you can put some money into some ads, even to boost the post and get people to reach out, and everybody else talks with the people. So first, you go back to review the goal. Second, you create a funnel that aligns with the bandwidth that you have, with the resources that you have. And then number three, you just be as creative as possible, right? There's no two way around it. You just have to spark up that creativity. You can use AI tool to do video here instead of paying a video editor. Now we have learned how to use graphic design, how to use AI tool to create graphic design. Some things are inevitable, right? At some point, you using AI tool would count against you to do some of these things, right? When people know that you're not putting money into a graphic designer and you're using AI tool, they'll price you low because they will know that this person doesn't have big budget. But you see some ad and some video advert. After seeing it, you know that you can't price that company in a type of way. Have you ever seen that before? Right? So in marketing, we call it perception of cost. Right? When people perceive that you have put so much cost into this, they will respect themselves. Right? That's where branding comes in. Right? Yeah, so that's where branding comes in. If you invest in branding, maybe you're a fashion designer, rather than just taking the picture beside the gutter, you go to studio shoots, you do all of those. When people go through, the people that can't afford you would automatically say, I love it. Let me take a screenshot and send to my tailor. But you are not my tailor. Right? So so at some point you just have to scale up. But it's easy to scale up when you get results from the little that you put in. Right? So you focus on what to help you get little result for now, then you can make a case for more. I typically always advise that you make 10% of the product as your marketing budget, as your cost per acquisition budget. Right? So if the product costs 1 million naira, if you put 100,000 naira as your acquisition budget, I'll prefer you make the product 1.1 million naira and then you have 110 naira to push for marketing to acquire one customer. As against making the product 700K and you're just saying 10,000 is your cost per acquisition, right? If you put the proper markup, you can push marketing without being scared of, oh, has this 10,000 naira gotten results? No, you give it the money that it needs, and then you get the result out of it. So for the first question, if you have so much going on, I think that's someone like me. First thing, you have to figure out which one connects everything together, right? It's hard when you're saying you can do so many things. People don't really know what to call you for, right? So for me, I'll just tell you I'm a digital economy expert and a digital entrepreneurship champion, right? So everything digital economy, you can talk to me. So anyone that wants to learn how to grow digital skills or how to build these digital skills, they call me to deliver a session. By the way, I deliver a session for some people. They're called RPPI. Sometimes in early August, and in 6 classes out of 8 students, 4 students have gotten paid internship in less than 1 month. Right? So, I mean, I do my best to do good teaching and try to make sure people understand what they want to learn. So you figure out what connects everything together, and then you focus on that. Every other thing you can then introduce to them after they have engaged you on the first one. Do you get that? Right? That's if you're trying to literally get clients to work with. But if you're just doing personal branding, then you can put everything all out and then say that you are a multi-potential person and introduce each and say, this is the other side of me, this is the other side of me. Do you understand? Right? So people just know you that you are a multi-potential creative, or you're a multi-potential fashion enthusiast, or you're a multi-potential tech person. But if you're looking at selling, you want to look at that one thing that is easy for everybody to connect with, that when they engage you on that, you can then upsell every other thing to them. Does that help? Great. How many more minutes do we have, Ma, for questions? Okay, great.
Thank you for the beautiful lecture.
Thank you, sir.
Please, my question is this. You have partly answered, I want to ask. You have like an academy that trains people, because from this little study of the because I know that it's deeper than what you just
Yeah.
said. And like what somebody said, to get somebody who is really take time. And it's said that something like that they are not so much available. But right now, what that's what we need.
Yeah.
That's driving the economy.
Yeah.
So you have like an academy or like a mentor. So all of us will start looking for maybe
Great. Okay, very good question. Thank you so much, sir. Uh, so I have a course. I'm updating the course currently. So I think when the course is out, that's the first easy way to go. The last version of the course had about 35 different lessons. Each were about 2 hours, right? So it contains almost everything. There are deeper, levels to this. So the course is number one. Then number two, for mentorship, I typically don't take personal mentorship. We have programs in some of our portfolio companies. We have some online schools that these people can attend. Yeah. So um, yeah, most of the courses. So if it's a group course, it's mostly quite affordable, 60K thereabout, I think. Yeah, that's affordable. The course I was talking about, I think I put it out for the whole 30 course. I think it was just 40K. Yeah, it's on demand. You can go back to it. You own it. All right. Some people buy it for their business and they just have people, and then this is our login, and they get in there. Yeah. So follow up. For follow up, I just advise the one-to-one session, because some of the courses or some of the learning just gives broader knowledge, but to now localize it to what the business needs, sometimes you just need to have someone that speaks to you and ask, wait, where is this? Where is that? Sorry? Yeah, it comes at additional cost. Yeah. So, but yeah, like I said, the courses, and then we have the online school. I didn't want to make this slide as salesy. I'll have maybe put some of those things, but I can share them, with our coordinator later, and we can get in. But if most people get through, I know there was someone that got the course, just got a salesperson that has some detailed knowledge. Give the person the course. I bought this course for you, and almost in the second week, they got their first, sales online, first time ever, almost in the second week of taking the course. Next question. Okay.
I'm into three different businesses.
Great.
I would say I'm into catering, into ready to wear, but the ready to wear I just said it here.
Okay.
So I said in pounds and dollars.
Great. Nice. I like the sound of that.
I am into real estate
Okay.
and all that. So how do I say it? Like when I post the lands and the properties I have,
Mm.
and at times I just post my pictures, but they be like some people be like, shit, don't get money.
Yeah.
So sometimes I just post the last event I did,
Okay.
and I just put something like that for people that say now we still cooking, we are still cooking, other is taking and all
Yeah.
that. Just put it on my trust and girls
Great.
line, and the other my main line I just put that. So it's my revenue to where I don't actually put it here because I
Okay.
don't sell here.
Yeah.
I have a group that I just send some styles
And
so how do I sync that?
okay. The easy way to go is to just put them in compartments. So if you can afford it, you can just create different accounts for each and let them live their life, right? Just like we have Academy Suits, we have Ibadan Central, we have Tolu Medical. Let them live their life. You are the CEO of the group, right? But then there are expressions of different firms. So if you have different branding for each, you could say one of the companies in our group offers this, offers that, etc. And business structure wise, right, it start to create a system for you to be able to grow each individually and then get them to work. So the easy way is to just create separate branding for each, and it works well. Yeah, because if you are trying to put the same thing in the same brand name, people find it hard to figure out, what does this really, come up with. Great. Any other question? We've gotten so much in 2 hours, right? Great. Yeah, you can come forward. So since we don't have the mic.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Great.
So, my question. Um, Now we have the knowledge of all this,
Yeah.
all this of the rules, funnel, and that.
Yeah.
So how do we now, when we are putting in money,
Yeah.
what's how do we put it the right way?
Okay.
How do we fund it the right way?
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Let's give a round of applause for that question. So that's a very technical question because different part of this whole thing, you can put money in different end. So for media or for marketing, I'm getting technical now. We have three areas of media. We have the owned media. Owned media means we own it. Your Instagram followers, your email list, your WhatsApp contacts, you own them. You don't need anybody's permission to message them, right? If you wake up at 3 a.m., you can send WhatsApp blast to everybody, right? Of course, they can block you if if you're becoming a nuisance, right? So, but it's your own media. Then, second one, we have what we call paid media. Paid media is what you pay for. So sometimes you put money behind your own media. So if you have created something beautiful on your Instagram page, you can then put money on top of it to say, I'm sending you to people that is not within my network. Do you get that? Right? That's how you think about it. So if you sponsor the ad, that's what it means. So my page just has 10 followers, but I put 1 million and 1 million, 2 million people sees it, right? So that's paid media. So you have to determine. Again, this is not a question I can answer straight off. I'll just talk through the template. So you put money behind it. So you now need to determine which of the old media seems to be working out, right? That you now want to put money to send it forth. Then third is earned media. Earned media means you don't own it, you didn't pay for it, but somehow the Lord is with you, and it's out there. So that's when we say things goes viral, right? Viral is own media, meaning you didn't pay for it, but you just woke up and you saw that you are all over the internet, right? So at higher levels, there's a way you can engineer those things. There's some people that are expert at engineering viral posts, but for the first two stage, you create content on your platforms, then you then decide where you want to send it to, right? So, for example, for her that she sells to a lot of people in the diaspora. A strategy could be that when it's December, people come in for holidays. I just got back, right? So you run ads at that moment to say, before you leave Nigeria, take a piece of Nigeria with you, order from us, right? So you're targeting people that you know are coming from abroad, and then they get your product, and then that builds. So funnel wise, that can then build a journey of those people with a brand, and 2 years, even when they don't come back home, they still order because their first experience, they got it, and they just really, really built on that. I hope that helps, sir. Great. Some of these things are hard to answer in a generic format. That's why, on a more one-to-one session, we can go talk about what are you trying to use this for, and then we try to, be more specific. Okay. Any other question? Okay. So maybe we can take some time to do this exercise for our business, and then if there are more questions, we can get it going. All right. So again, this is my contact. The few things I put out here, the link to book the one-to-one session is oluwamayowa oshidero/clarity. And then one of the things we're working on, we're currently working on a project with some people in Ghana to get some Nigerian businesses to explore Ghana. We had the first edition and it was pretty good. So if anyone wants to look at that, and then my social media handle is at oluwamayowa os. I'm just coming back to Instagram. I have embarrassingly 40 something followers, right? But on LinkedIn is where you find me. I've built LinkedIn for so long. Sorry. Okay, so I'm just going to restart. Yeah, so LinkedIn is where I've built most of my work on. So just getting, and that's another lesson. When you're starting out, you should start with one. Get that hang of one. Let people know that if they are finding a kind of business on that platform, they will find you. When you're good with that one, you can then expand to others, right? So for me, for LinkedIn, I have people, in other countries just say, hey, we need you to come on board this because I've created that, thing on LinkedIn. If you check my LinkedIn profile, I use everything LinkedIn provides. I have newsletters, I have my video pinned. In fact, I have a thing that tells you how to pronounce my name for the Oyibo people that can't pronounce the name. So use one platform, get the hang of it, then you can expand to others. And I think on that note, thank you so much, everyone, and have a great rest of today. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Oluwamayowa. Oshidero. Amazingly blessed. Were you not blessed? We're not doing our businesses the same way anymore. All of you that did not know anything about ChatGPT, cover your face. We are so honored and so blessed to have you in our midst. Thank you so much for doing this for free. You know that you shouldn't do this for free. So the first favor we're going to do for him, all of you go and follow him on Instagram. Let his followership grow because he has on Instagram because his Instagram page is new. So I take a lot follow Katia body so you can give him a little bit more credential on Instagram. And I know that a lot of people have gotten his number down. I know that we're going to get in touch with him. He just gave us, he intentionally did it, he just gave us a tip.
I have just 1 hour.
No, he just gave us a tip. I told you, he said, don't look at the time. Don't bother about it, just go on. But he just gave us a tip. It is a funnel. So,
Yeah.